Right.
So.
Yep, that's taxes for the day. We'll get on to a bit more interesting topic, maybe not interesting, but maybe less tax oriented. And that's when is the best time to sell. We talked about this a couple weeks back, but the reason I want to go back to this, Stephen, is I talk to a lot of sellers, and I know you do as well, and I'm starting to get some chatter from folks being like, "Well, I want to sell, but did I miss the mark? Did I miss the spring season?" And interestingly enough, some people may think you did, but then there's some experts that think it's upon us.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we're a very seasonal market, or we used to definitely be like very seasonal. Those tendencies have changed a bit, mainly since COVID. So maybe not as seasonal, but we still have a big spring market push. We have a big fall market push. Ocean City specifically, we do see a little decline here in the summer, maybe in transaction count, right?
Right.
But we might actually see more showings and activity during those months. So we might not see the sales in July and beginning of August, but we might see someone that's on vacation. They're at the Sea Watch, and they just happen to see that the unit down the hall is for sale. They vacationed at the Sea Watch for the past 7 years. They love it. Why don't we go check out what's for sale and start that conversation? So that's where we kind of see the dream starting a lot. We have big calendar days. Memorial Day. People want to get in before Memorial Day. Then usually if they've missed Memorial Day, it's July 4th. After that, for Ocean City, it does cool down for a bit because then people start thinking about the fall, getting back to school, and then we'll see another pop end of August, kind of through September. So we are a little seasonal. With that being said, yeah, I've got listings on the market right now. Activity has definitely increased over the past 2 weeks. I've gotten some more buyer activity recently. So I definitely think the market heating up a little bit right now. Might be a little pocket where we're busy for the next few weeks and then it kind of slows down a little, but there's a market in every market. That's another one of my favorite lines. People are always looking to buy. People are always looking to sell. So I wouldn't worry if you haven't sold. Probably time to talk to your agent. If you're not getting showings, just to kind of maybe re-strategize and get ready for the next market, for the summer season. So, there's definitely probably better times to list and sell than not, but there's always people looking to do something.
Yeah, so this report that I picked up on was specifically from Zillow, and this is nationwide, and a lot of it does kind of play into what we're doing locally here. But the best time to list, sellers could earn $6,000 more listing in late May. So new Zillow research shows strategic timing paired with strong marketing, which we obviously can give you, can add thousands of dollars to the seller's bottom line. So in this analysis here, based off of their review of what sold last year in 2025, the 2 best weeks to list your home, if you want to maximize the return to sell it, are actually the last 2 weeks in May here. On average, if you listed the property for sale in the last 2 weeks of May, those properties sold for 1.7% more nationwide, or about $6,000 more than any other time throughout the year. So it's interesting time. So I've been using this. I mean, when sellers are coming to me, because I think we listed 3 or 4 last week. I think we've got 2 more that we're photographing today. I mean, like, we have sellers that are doing it now,
sure,
right? And I don't think I don't think they missed the mark. I don't think it's a bad thing. So we're talking about this report from Zillow. Also, they broke down some of the metropolitan areas and what you could see. So, interestingly enough, if we look at San Jose, California, they say the best time to list is the first half of February. And in that case, if you did it then, you'd be up 3.1% over other properties. Austin, Texas was the second half of March. Seattle, Washington, first half of April. Dallas, Texas, second half of April. Boston, Massachusetts, second half of May. Chicago, second half of May. Cleveland, second half of May. And our very own Baltimore, which kind of includes our area here, the best time to list is the second half of May, where you get a premium of 2%, which roughly comes out at about an $8,000 boost if you're to list in the second half of May.
June for Baltimore.
No, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I didn't want to, but I saw that. I think that second half of June, again, makes sense for us here too. Again, it might not sell right in that second week of June, but you're going to get more eyes on it with more people here. Also not super hot yet. That's kind of, I'm looking at some of these weather things and seeing what I can put together a little bit.
Right.
And then the end of May, last 2 weeks of May makes a lot of sense too, as we're seeing weather get better. We're seeing Memorial Day, which typically means kids are out of school. Mm-hmm. People have some more time to maybe do some things. Maybe they're taking a week vacation at that point. They can get out, check out some properties. Just maybe, and the summer's also upon them. So they know, hey, we can go under contract. Maybe we don't have as many kids activities. We don't have the school to worry about in the next 3 weeks. It's going to be a lot easier for us to kind of settle, get moved in over the summer. Another reason, probably people switching school zones. I just had that, I think last year, where I had a client that they wanted to settle at the end of June and move at the end of June. That way their kids could finish the school year where they were and then start fresh the next semester or next term, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I think a lot of that makes sense. But again, I think if you're priced properly, it really doesn't matter when you're listing.
Right. That's probably the most important piece, is the overall package, right? A compelling package for a buyer, condition, location, marketing, and pricing is really probably what's going to move the needle more than anything else. To your point, actually, I've got somebody right now. We've been strategizing for the last couple of weeks. Their corporate relocation, getting sent to Colorado. Their kids playing Little League baseball. They finish up like June 2nd, and we want to be ready to be on the market like June 5th, right? The day that the moving ban is out, right? School's over, Little League baseball's over, and now it's ready to start a new chapter. So, yeah, they're not missing the boat. Their timing is good.
These things take time too. That could be another thing where maybe we've talked to a seller in March or April and they had a few projects they wanted to get done, or they wanted to get, the house looking a little bit better, or maybe it just wasn't the right time. So that's, I think, maybe a misconception. Not everybody works for real estate, but, we don't talk to sellers and they sign the same day. A lot of times it's
long
months,
process,
weeks, months of talking to people and, strategizing and then coming up with, okay, we're finally ready. We've spoke for 4 weeks and we've got a game plan moving forward. So yeah, these things take time. So, it's not always instant. But yeah, I think if you're priced right, there's people looking. There's still a backlog of buyers. We all know maybe it's not the most enticing time right now, but you never know when it's going to be, so if you've been looking and you want to do something, I mean, there's definitely opportunities out there. And if you want to sell, there's buyers that might be looking for your property that hasn't hit the market yet.
Right. Still pent up demand. We still see that. You put a property in the market and you get 2-3 showings right out of the gate. And sometimes that first offer that you get is the one because they've been waiting and looking and haven't quite found it. And then all of a sudden it hits and they're ready to go.
I mean, I was showing, I know we were both showing a property last week, but I think first day it hit the market, it had an offer, what I mean? It was really quick. So there's still these properties that are popping up that right away getting a lot of interest. So.
Yep, absolutely. Well, that's about all I've got for this week's agenda. I wanted to touch on the best week to sell, that interesting report that you had there with Realtor.com and taxation.